Mr. Williams and ask for referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
All right, court winner plead not guilty, refer to the Office of Assigned Counsel. I have dates already set. Pre-exam conference is July 3rd at 1:45. Preliminary exam is going to be July 12th at 11 a.m. That will be back in this courtroom. Now as to bond.
Your Honor, actually, we'd also like to provide an updated address to the court.
Is it Briarbank?
29220 Briarbank.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yep.
And Your Honor, we would ask for a PR on this matter. Mr. Williams has no criminal history, has been gainfully employed for 8 years with the same company, and we do not believe that he would be a flight risk nor a danger to the community.
I assume back in October of 11, that was a traffic ticket or something.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Personal recognizance bond, no prior history, no outstanding matters. And, all right.
Thank you, Your
We'll
Honor.
go wait, see, and then we'll see you on the 3rd. All right, take care, sir. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Your Honor.
We're just waiting for Mr. Day.
Morning, Judge.
Morning. All right, and let's call in the matter of People versus Martinez on 243747. Appearances for the record.
Ethan Day on behalf of Mr. Martinez, Your Honor. We would waive the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty, request an OAC referral.
Also assigned counsel, I have pre-exam on July 11th at 9:30. Preliminary exam July 18th at 10 a.m. That's going to be in front of Judge Hoffman. Now as to bond, please.
As to bond, Judge, I understand there's a bond recommendation from the people. I understand that says no PR option. However, I would like to inform the court that Mr. Martinez has a daughter that was born a week ago. She's in the neonatal intensive care unit. He works at the sugar beet factory in Bay City. He supports his children. He's lived in Saginaw his entire life, and he was granted a PR bond in a matter with Judge Hoffman yesterday with day reporting. We would request the same, or just that you take that under advisement and setting a reasonable bond today, Judge.
I think Mr. Martinez has a outstanding warrant. Two 1324. Double check, make sure it's the right date of birth. Nine 1193. Nine 1193. I have child support. There is a statewide pickup out of Bay County. It's entered into lien on 2/8 of 24. In addition, Mr. Martinez has a lengthy and extensive prior record. Also believe it involves probation violations, which indicates to the court that he's unable to follow any type of pretrial release. In addition, it is alleged by the people that the defendant is a danger to the public in that while fleeing from officers, it is alleged on his outstanding warrant, he put multiple members of the public in danger, it is written, to the point where the officer had to call off the chase. So based on the nature of the charges, based on the fact that he does not appear in court, this defendant is a flight risk and a danger to the public. Bond in the matter will be set at $10,000 cash surety only, with a GPS lockdown and whatever paperwork for that, noting that this the nature of the
Understood,
case.
Judge. Thank you.
In the matter of
Ethan Day on behalf of Mr. Parham, Judge.
All right. Karen,
Waive the formal reading under a plea of not guilty and request an OAC referral.
court winner plea of not guilty. Office of Assigned Counsel. Pre-exam is set for July 12th at 9 a.m. Preliminary exam is set for July, I believe, 19th at 8:30 a.m. That's in front of Judge Hoff. As to bond, please.
As to bond, Judge, Mr. Parham is a lifelong resident of Saginaw. He's been employed at True Green Lawn Services for 3 years. He has 2 kids and 1 on the way. They're all in his care. He's employed full-time at True Green Lawn Services. We don't believe that he's a flight risk. We don't believe that he's a danger to the community. We would ask for a PR bond in this matter, Judge, and if the court is not inclined to grant that, we would just ask that you take those factors under advisement in setting a reasonable bond.
Does he have a pending matter on 233-467 or 231768?
I wasn't aware of any pending matters, Judge.
Do this. The present case, it involves home invasion. Third degree, it involves the charge of stalking. That's malicious destruction of a building. Looking at Mr. Parham's rap sheet involves 328 contact regarding domestic violence, 5/2022 contact on domestic violence. As I mentioned, 8/27/23 similar with regard to domestic violence. 6/27/24 contact on domestic violence, also involving on 2464 FY, which is then charged. So, given that there is concern that nothing in the record demonstrates that Mr. Parham is a flight threat other than having to be arraigned from the jail, so it must have been picked up on the warrant. Court does recognize that there is a serious concern whether or not one is in relationship with Mr. Parham and the concern for the safety. Apparently he doesn't like women. Therefore, since I don't have for this case, I'll make that finding for purposes of bond. Bond will be set at 40,000 personal recognizance. However, it will be with a GPS lockdown and no contact with the victim, no firearms, no illegal controlled substances. This will also include day reporting, and he will have to attend pretrial programming with CST counseling. Must contact CST counseling. That number, Mr. Parham, will be on the paperwork that you put in jail. The only reason why I'm putting the personal recognizance bond is because it has not demonstrated that you failed to appear for court in the prior cases, at least not material that I have seen, and so that you can attend pretrial programming, so that your interaction and your coming to court may be avoided in future cases. Again, you must contact CST counseling within 5 days. Failure to do that will result in the immediate revocation of your bond. Any questions at all with regard to your pretrial release?
Nope.
Well, my suggestion then is that you give Ms. Joseph a call and you work on your skills as a human being. You are all set. In the matter of
Ethan Day on behalf of Mrs. Robinson, Your Honor. I understand that there's a failure to appear matter as well as a hearing matter for Mrs. Robinson.
Okay. All right. Did she give a reason why she didn't show up back in March in front of, Judge, let's see, what is it? Judge Hoffman?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Robinson informed me that she's pregnant. She has been appointed Miss Deb Counton as an attorney. She told me she informed Miss Counton that she was having bad morning sickness that morning, and she was unable to attend court. It was her understanding that she would have the chance to appear again at a different time, but she fell out of contact. I've informed her to contact Miss Counton today. We would ask that that matter be reset, Judge.
Ms. Robinson, have you been seen by the jail nurse to confirm that you are pregnant, in fact?
Yes, I go to Old Town. I'm 5 months pregnant.
Okay, I only ask that because, you know, your prior record in the old Russian adage says to trust but verify anything you say. Now, the one question I have, if you were drug tested today, how would you test?
For what? Anything? I should be
Yeah,
clean.
let's just go with anything.
I should be clean
Why do
I
you say
only-
you should be clean and you're 5 months pregnant?
because I was smoking marijuana a month ago. The doctor said that it was okay for pain.
Ron, can you drug test Miss Robinson? Let me just double check Miss Robinson too, so make sure you don't have I thought I saw you may have had an outstanding bench warrant. Let me just double check. You down in Louisiana a few years back?
No, never been out of the state of Michigan.
Date of birth, is it,
11/01/95.
you been down to Georgia?
No, I haven't been out of the state of Michigan.
I know you're saying that, but someone with the same date of birth and
I don't even have a passport.
well, you don't need a passport to go down to Georgia, although some
Oh.
people say you should require a passport, given it is. All right. Yeah, there may be I got the same date of birth, but I have a different spelling on the name, it looks like, so anyways, let's do this, take it under advisement. Need to get your drug screened, and then we'll go from there.
What do that mean I'm getting?
In the matter of. Mitchell, 243758, appearances for the record.
Judge, did we address the new traffic matter for Ms. Robinson?
We don't have a track.
Oh, was it clipped? You know what? It was clipped on the inside of the file, I bet you. Let me see, I may have missed it because I had a couple double files. I don't think I saw. Yeah, and also on file number 243761, thank you, Mr. Day. I wanted a plea of not guilty, also assigned counsel PR bond on the traffic matters, plea of not responsible on the seatbelt matter, and then the OAC, as I mentioned.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, as to Spencer Mitchell, 243758, appearances for the record.
Ethan Day on behalf of Mr. Mitchell, Your Honor. We would waive the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty, and request an OAC referral.
Court will enter a plea of not guilty, office of assigned counsel. I have a pre-exam conference set July 12th at 9 a.m. Preliminary exam July 19th at 8:15 or 8:45, excuse me. That's in front of Judge Hoffman. As to bond, please.
As to bond, Judge, I understand there's a bond recommendation from the people, and I understand the nature of the offense he's charged with today. However, given that the criminal history cited by the people with regard to Mr. Mitchell is very old, dating back, the most recent being 2011. As well, Mr. Mitchell works on rental properties doing maintenance. He's lived in Saginaw his entire life. I double, triple checked with him that he would not miss another court date. We would ask for a PR bond in this matter, and if the court is not inclined to grant that, we would ask that you grant a low 10% bond, Judge. Thank you.
I have a charge that shows assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder, on file number 213570FY. Oh, I also have a home invasion on, oh, it's from 2012. Huh.
I've also spoken with Mr. Mitchell about the rules of no contact, informed him that no contact means no contact in any way, shape, or form. He's informed me that the alleged victim in this case lives at a different address than his address, and that abiding by that no contact order would not be an issue.
Yeah, although I don't have the case, so I'm just gonna make a determination as to bond. The issue I have is with regard to safety. The people allege in their bond recommendation that the defendant was heard on a 911 call telling the victim that he would end her life. Given the nature of charges involved, intimate partner abuse, interfering with electronic communication, given that his prior record involves assaultive crimes and numerous domestic violence and intimate partner abuse contact or in cases, the court is concerned with regard to the community safety and the safety of those that come in contact with Mr. Mitchell.
Understood, Judge.
And so, although I will note that the bond that the people are asking for is a more of a nominal amount. So apparently there is not an issue that the people are alleging that with regard to flight risk, given that there are numerous contacts with the community, despite his numerous contacts with local law enforcement over the years. Court will do this. Court will fashion a $40,000 personal recognizance bond with GPS lockdown. That means no contact with Ms. LaPlante, no firearms, no illegal controlled substances, no alcohol. He also must attend pretrial programming with CTS counseling to address whatever issues that he has that causes him to not like women. Therefore, he must contact CTS counseling within 5 days of today's date. Any failure to comply with the requirements of pretrial will result in the immediate revocation of bond. Are there any questions, Mr. Mitchell?
No, sir, you won't have no problems on me, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you much, Your Honor.
Versus Pendleton on.
Ethan Day on behalf of Mr. Pendleton, Your Honor.
And waive the reading.
Yes, Judge, we'd waive the formal reading, stand mute to the charges, and request an OAC referral.
Minor plea of not guilty, office of assigned counsel. Pre-exam conference is 7/3 at 1:45. Preliminary exam is 7/12 at 11 a.m. Mr. Pendleton will be back in this courtroom on these matters involving intimate partner abuse. As to bond, please.
That's the bond judge. We would ask the court take under advisement the fact that Mr. Pendleton is employed at Michigan Premier Laundry. He's been there for 3 months. He's a lifetime resident of Saginaw. He has 6 kids that money comes out of his checks for their child support. We would ask that the court take that under advisement. I've also spoken with Mr. Pendleton about the rules of no contact, that it means no contact in any way, shape, or form. He informed me that the alleged victim in this case lives at a different address than the one on file with the court, and that no contact would not be an issue for him. As well, he wanted me to have the court note that he has never missed a court date. And I understand there is a bond recommendation from the people. I understand that it is $5,000 cash surety. We would ask for 10% or PR bond, whatever the court is inclined to do, Your Honor.
Well, I'm inclined to do something that isn't following the bond recommendation of the people. Let me just double check his date of birth, 6/7/1990. Has he been over in the Grand Rapids area?
Mr. Pendleton,
Huh?
have you been in the Grand Rapids area?
No, someone had used my name down there.
Is that why you have a bench warrant outstanding out of that area?
Yeah, see, I wasn't aware of that, but I know I haven't been in there, someone used my name.
Here, let me then let you know it's on a failure to appear warrant that was issued back in 2022, August 15th of 2022. Apparently, it is it's a misdemeanor involving apparently domestic violence, intent to burn property under $200 or something to that extent. It's out of the 65th District Court. And looking at your lien, or your record. All right. What's this? Given that there is an outstanding bench warrant that has been around since 2022, given that I see in 18 there was it appears that there was a conviction for a domestic violence case in Kent County under case number 171125 SM, where he was fined $1,000, 3 days jail, 12 months probation. So the fact that there is an outstanding bench warrant out of Kent County on the other matter that I previously mentioned gives me some concern that maybe Mr. Pendleton might be a flight risk, or at least not appear on a regular basis. Therefore, bond will be set at $7,500 cash surety 10%, so that there is a cash bail bond or a bond. But I will also require, not only in addition to the no contact with the victim, but given the prior record involving assaultive crimes involving intimate partner abuse, there will be a GPS lockdown. There will also be no firearms, illegal controlled substances, no alcohol, and pretrial programming with CST counseling. You must contact within 5 days. I do have this case, so I will monitor it closely. If you do not contact Ms. Joseph within 5 days of release, then I will revoke your bond immediately. Are there any questions, sir?
So what if I still be in jail? Like, how do I contact you then?
If there is an issue, first of all, we gotta get you a lawyer. Second of all, I'll see you on July 3rd. If there is an issue with regard to that, we will address it. However, the fact that I have a bench warrant gives me some pause for concern that you will not appear to court. In addition, with regard to the many prior domestic violence cases that I've seen, gives me some concern, which is why I did the GPS lockdown. Now, understanding that I believe the pretrial program requires you to come up with money. I will not require that. I just want you on a GPS tether as soon as possible if you make bond. The bond is the reason for, and it is a 10% bond, so I believe this court was reasonable in establishing that, given the nature of the charges and given the fact that I believe that you may be a flight risk to a certain extent. All right, is there anything further, Mr. Day?
Nothing further from me, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Jail. Oh, I do.
Oh, we have one more, sir.
Versus McCulloch, 111-2045, A and B.
Ethan Day on behalf of Mr. McCulloch, Your Honor. I understand that I have a failure to appear matter as well as a new matter for Mr. McCulloch.
Yeah, I failed to take care of the judgment in the amount of $282 on ticket number 111-2045B, and then failed to appear for arraignment after posting bond with regard to file number 111-2045A. So let me recall the bench warrant and waive the reading.
Yes, Judge, we'd waive the formal reading.
Court went to plead not guilty. Referred also to signed counsel. And as the bond.
As to bond, Judge, Mr. McCulloch has lived at the Clio address his entire life. He lives there with his mother. He has a 6-year-old son with autism that he takes care of full time. We think that a PR bond would be appropriate given the nature of the offense, Your Honor, and we think he would make good on it.
Is there a reason why he hasn't taken care of business on these tickets since 22?
I understand that it's not an excuse, Judge. It's just things fall to the wayside. He forgot about them. He neglected them. He took accountability for that. In our conversation, he informed me that he's very motivated to get the matter resolved, and this would not be an issue again.
I left my sheet on one of those. There it is. I think he has an outstanding warrant out in Flint too.
Understood, Judge. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. Mr. McCulloch, you can't drive, not only because the Secretary of State says you can't drive because your license is suspended, but apparently I wouldn't want to be near you while you're driving. All right, let's get this. Because he has an outstanding bench warrant on the civil infraction that defaulted, they'll give him time to pay of 60 days to set up a with regard to the misdemeanor charge, given that he has failed to appear, that he let his bond expire, there is a warrant outstanding, so there is concern that he may not show up back to court. Bond will be set at $500 cash surety, 10% bond. All right, you're all set. Thank you, Jail. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge. $50
Thank you, Judge. Have a good weekend.
Yep, you too. All right. In the matter of People versus Walker on 232603 and file number 233488. Good morning, Mr. O'Farrell. Good morning, Mr. Walker.
Good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, I was retained on the felony charge. I do have the dates for that. We would stand mute on both cases, Judge. I do have the dates on the felony charge. We were informed this morning of the misdemeanor charge, and I am going to file my appearance on that on
Okay.
2603. Judge, these events, the misdemeanor was in June of last year. The felony case is alleged in August. The alleged victim, I've spoken with her and she is present. She would be requesting peaceable contact. And I would ask the court to take the time into consideration my client's lack of history and impose a personal recognizance bond. If the court at this time wants to enter a no contact, my client would stay with his father, Judge, which is a different address, and I can provide that to the court.
Yep, let me just, want to confirm I don't know a prior record, am I correct in that?
That's my understanding, Judge.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I defended it voluntarily. So there's retained counsel, so there's no question with regard to the fact that the court is not concerned of flight risk. Let me just place PR bonds. However, given the fact that having that alleged date of 6/17 and an alleged date of 8/18 last year, let me also note that pre-exam is 7/12 at 9 a.m. Preliminary exam is 7/19 at 11 a.m. So I got 9 a.m. on the 12th, 11 a.m. on the 19th. That's in front of Judge Hoffman, at least for the felony file. I assume the misdemeanor will go there, but my assumptions aren't always correct. Now, let's do this is anyone here from Underground Railroad? No. I'm going to maintain, I'll talk to, let's see, Miss Nixon?
Dixon, Judge.
Dixon?
It is Nixon.
I'll talk to Miss Nixon. But what I am gonna do until he meets with Miss Joseph is that there'll be a no contact. Your name, ma'am, is Diamond Nixon?
Yeah.
All right. And so you are named in the, oh, can I have you raise your right hand, please, this morning?
Right hand, you do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, and you're the named victim in the complaint, is that correct? All right, and let's see. So it's my understanding, based on Mr. O'Farrell's statements, that you wish to have peaceful contact?
Yes.
All right. And are you fear at all, or is there anything that would give cause for concern with regard to any future contact with Mr. Wong?
No.
So here's what I'm gonna do. Until I have word from Ms. Joseph over at CST Counseling. Thank you, Ms. Nixon.
Thank you.
So, Mr. O'Farrell, until I have word from Ms. Joseph. I'm going to refer him over to CST for pretrial programming. Once that is done, then the peaceful contact will go into effect. And then with regard, Ms. Nixon, while you're here, I'd ask you to go down to the Underground Railroad in the basement if you have not been there. In fact, we'll call somebody to come up and speak with you. Okay, and then it's also on on the other file. Anything else, Mr. O'Farrell?
Does he need to be fingerprinted, Judge?
Yes, he will have to be. I don't show that with regard to the file. So unless he was arrested on any of the nights?
No.
All right, yeah, we'll get that order, so then you'll be able to go just before your next court appearance. You'll have to go over to the jail. They'll bring you in, fingerprint you. Sometimes it may take a minute or two before they can get to you. But we'll get you that order. So are you working at all?
Not right now.
Okay. All right. And then no firearms. Okay. Anything else, Mr. O'Farrell?
You want him to go to CST right away, Judge?
We'll give him the number, so if he calls today, she might be able to get him in on Monday.
There's a
Okay.
pamphlet there. She brought up new pamphlets right there.
Yeah, we already have.
It's got that number on it.
All right, just give me a few minutes on the fingerprint order.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
He's here, Gold's here, Curry's here.
In the matter of People versus Leclerc on 153538.
Morning, Your Honor. Adam Kanaszewski on behalf of the defendant. She's been texting me. She believes she's being waiting to be let into the hearing.
Okay. Oh, yep, there she is. And then appearance by the government.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. For the record, my name is Mark Burke. My P number is 54935. I'm with the Attorney General's Office, Appearing for the People.
Good morning, sir.
Your Honor, I've had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Brenner from the Attorney General's office, where I believe that we have come to an agreement that will eventually resolve this matter. We would be requesting a 60-day adjournment and the matter be reset for another pre-exam conference. A big bunch of this negotiation is based on my client making payments towards the arrearage. My understanding, she's made a payment this week. She'll need to make at least 2 regular payments and then a lump sum payment. They've also provided us with a form to release the bond, which I have forwarded down to my client, and I'm awaiting signature. So I'm asking that the matter be set out to the end of August, early September, and then we should be ready to enter a plea by that time.
Okay.
Your Honor, from the people's perspective, everything that counsel just said is 100% accurate.
Okay. We'll find good cause to adjourn and then set out 60 days.
Thank
All
you, Your
right.
Honor.
Thank
Your
you.
Honor, do we have a date right now, or with the court to send notice?
We'll send it out.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, thank you very much.
People versus Gangler on 242574.
Morning, Your Honor. John Cowden on behalf of the people.
Morning, Your Honor. James Gus on behalf of Mr. Gambler. Today's time and date set for pre-exam conference. At this time, we wish to waive preliminary examination of auto.
No objection.
All right. Mr. Gangler, you understand that you do have the right to a preliminary exam where it must be shown that a crime was committed and probable cause exists to charge you with the crime. By waiving means that you voluntarily waive your right to have that hearing and understand that you now will be bound over to circuit court for all future proceedings. And you agree with that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Court then determines the waiver to be knowingly, voluntarily, and understandingly provided. Will present the bind over for the defendant's signature. Ms. Leclerc, you're all set.
All right, thank you, sir.
Mr. Kanaszewski, a call if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
You're all set.
Is there anything further by the people?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else in the sense?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. And then the bond shall be continued.
Thank you.
Ms. Lomsky, are you ready on yours?
Yes, well, I believe so. My client was in the Gratiot jail, I believe, and
He's in booth 2 right now. You need to talk to him?
I can talk to him, yes, there, because I had received information about the jail about rehabilitation programs and they didn't get back to me, so he may be able to edify me further.
Okay, let me do this. I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with your client. And then I have one other matter to
Okay.
take, so that should work out.
Okay, great, thank you.
And then, let's see, Mr. Brown, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with your attorney. It is not monitored, so you'll be able to talk to her and, again, as I said, it's not recorded or monitored in any way. It'll just be you and Miss Slomsky, your attorney. So here we go.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Hey,
Hey,
room. We closed up the breakout room. Let me call, where's our prosecutor? There's our prosecutor. And in the matter of People versus Brown on file number 242172, appearances for the record, beginning with the government.
Good morning, Your Honor. John Cowden on behalf of the people.
good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Patricia Slomsky appearing on behalf of Mr. Brown, who's proceeding by way of Zoom.
Okay.
At this time, Your Honor, I just wanted to advise the court that I had received communication from the Gratiot County Jail yesterday concerning their efforts to place Mr. Brown at Bear River Treatment Facility in Boyne, and that our hold was interfering with that. I say Bear River because in the communications they provided with me, they simply mentioned that they were trying to secure treatment for him and that the hold was problematic. But I emailed them back and they hadn't gotten back to me about the where that they wish to place him. In any event, I've had communications with my client. He says there's a bed that's available and that they're going to transfer him next week to Bear River, presupposing that Saginaw can lift the immutable hold or place conditions on that hold that would permit him to participate in that substance abuse treatment program. He had a misdemeanor probation. His issue was that he had tested positive for narcotics and that he had picked up a fleeing and eluding case. His guidelines are 0 to 6 months. He said that the judge told him that the sentencing would be about on August the 14th, but he wanted to see how he did in treatment to make a determination about the propriety of sentence. He's a resident of Gratiot County.
All right. Anything with regard to bond?
No, Your Honor.
And since today is the date and time for a pre-exam conference, you have
We would-
anything and everything?
I'm very sorry. At this point, we would ask this court to allow my client to waive the 21 days and set the matter for examination under those circumstances.
You want the July 3rd date adjourned?
Yes.
All right. So I'll just find good cause to waive 21 days. Given that he's in the Gratiot County Jail, waiting sentencing and then whatever pretrial matters they have between Gratiot. With regard to bond then, convert to a $9,000 personal recognizance bond. PR to Gratiot County there. So they can do what they want. If they want to PR them up to Bear River, that's fine. That's how we'll do it. All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.